viewer. Thank you so much for joining me today. I would like to read on a few different things. First, I've got to give a shout out to Nancy Pelosi, who was amazing. She gave this very somber speech about bringing articles of impeachment, but a reporter was kind of bothering her, saying, do you hate Trump? Do you hate President Trump? Because, of course, that's a talking point for Republicans, that Democrats somehow hate the president. And she wasn't having it. She came back and said, my Catholic faith has raised me to hate no one. And, in fact, I pray for him all of the time. So I thought that was excellent, 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 because that takes some territory back. The evangelical, far-right, conservative Christian base kind of thing, Republican kind of base, have sort of taken it on as their property, Bible verses and religion and all of that. And I have always thought that was so strange, because many Democratic presidents have gone to church quite faithfully, and their faith has been important to them. And even their religion has been important to them. But they've sort of hesitated to throw out a Bible verse here and there to get votes. You know, I think they felt it was insincere. I think they've been, you know, not all of them, but they've been a little more honest about that. But Pelosi was not being dishonest. I've seen this in my readings of her, that her religion was very important to her. Has been, is, duty is very important to her. And for her, it's seamless, the joining of her Catholic religion and her public service. And I've seen that in readings for her. So she wasn't lying. She wasn't lying. She was telling the truth, and it rang with the power of truth. So I have to say, good job, Nancy. I'm glad you just said it, you know. So let's do a little read for Nancy and see how she's doing, and then I'll go on to a couple of other subjects. I wanted to look at what Rudy G did in Ukraine, Rudy Giuliani, and want to look at what was Mark Zuckerberg meeting with Trump about. So, but first for Nancy, we'll see how she's doing. Hierophant, you got it. Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. See, the Hierophant here is the Pope. But remember, in those days, the Pope governed. You know, they were one and the same, the Catholic faith. And there were all kinds of problems with that. Don't get me wrong. I'm not advocating for that. But the Hierophant is about using human institutions and traditions, yes, religion, yes, government, yes, all kinds of institutions of higher learning, using those structures for the greater good. So exactly like I said, I think it's, for her, it's a seamless transition. Yeah. She doesn't mind so much the bureaucracy of Catholicism. So I think she feels like that's part of duty. That's part of how you get things done. You know, I think she is not, you know, she's no hippie. You know, she's not somebody who has ever rebelled against that. You know what I mean? She's used those human institutions and those traditions and that security to, you know, to raise her children, to serve her country. I think. I'm not saying she's perfect, and I'm not saying, you know, she doesn't make errors in judgment sometimes, but this is what she's feeling. And then we have the Emperor at the root of the matter. There's right and there's wrong. Yep. I've always pictured her like that kind of mom. There's right and there's wrong. You know, loving her children, but also being fairly firm. In the past, we've got the Eight of Cups. She is going with her emotion more. Cups are emotion. The Eight of Cups a lot of times is being guided by the desires of your heart to get your wish. It's allowing the emotion of the topic to be a guiding force for you. So I think that she has decided, she's made a decision to allow herself to show how she feels, because it's powerful, and she knows the voters do respond to that. Normally she had, getting a flash on her interview, normally she had avoided that because of being a woman in politics. She didn't want to be accused of being overly emotional. But you know what happened this time? When Trump did it, he did it, the old paternalistic, sexist, look kind of line of Pelosi had a nervous fit, a nervous, you know, we're going to go back to the days of hysteria, aren't we? The traveling uterus and the whatever, the sexist way of speaking about this. And she said, she went ahead and addressed that and said he projects. And when he says, I'm having a nervous fit, he's having a nervous fit, you know. And when he says, I don't pray, the fact is he doesn't pray. So she just handled that. She has made a decision, and she is changing how she approaches things. I'm so glad. Okay. Because, you know, this isn't, she doesn't have to pretend to care. She does care. The American public needs to see that. And we have the Six of Wands above. This was a real victory for her. This was a huge victory for her. In the immediate future, we have the Queen of Swords. So she's going to keep on with the logic. She's going to keep being very forthright, but logical. See, now the Queen of Swords, okay, she keeps emotion aside. She does put emotion aside. And when it comes to reasoning things out and making a plan, she's really good at being practical and saying, it doesn't matter how I feel about it, this is what will work. So she is going to continue in that leadership style, and that is definitely her leadership style. All right. Well, very interesting, very interesting. I just wanted to quick look at her cards. They look really good. She's doing well. She's doing quite well. This is important for her in her career too. To really shed this. Some of the she's moving with the change. She's flowing with the times. She is. So this is good. Okay. So let's see about, what was Rudy Giuliani doing in Ukraine? For goodness sakes, when all of this is going down, he goes and visits Ukraine. Oh, that doesn't look suspicious at all. What in the world is he doing there? Okay. I don't even know if he's still there, but it was an issue. Okay, we've got the Hierophant. Yes, this had everything to do with the government. This had everything to do with speaking to governmental officials over there, speaking to those who, but you know, I feel like it's the wrong officials, you know, because in Ukraine is going through this switch with Zelensky fighting corruption, and there had been corrupt politicians who are now out, and there was that one attorney who was considered a corrupt office holder, right, who's out. I don't remember his name, but he met with him, didn't he? It's like he's meeting with the pro-Putin Ukrainian governmental officials past and present. This is not good. This is not good. No. Okay, what's the challenge? We have the High Priestess. So that is a lot of mysteries, a lot of secrets. That's what that is. Okay, that's not cool. There's more there than we know, that means. That means there's more there than we know. And he's going to make sure the secrets are kept. There's been this shadow plan, and he's so sorry about that. I'm back. My battery went out. That happens sometimes. But I did get a chance to look up that attorney, Lutsenko. That's who it was that I was seeing Giuliani meeting with. And he did meet with him in Budapest on the way, apparently, to Ukraine. So let us see what else Giuliani was up to over there. And frankly, I did also look up, he'd started this reality show kind of thing. Like he's set up some a mock hearing kind of deal where he has these very dubious characters that he's gathered up from Ukraine that have sort of been, they're not legitimate. I mean, they've sort of been outed. They've been disgraced in the Ukraine as corrupt, as part of the old corruption. And he brought some of these folks here to put on a mock kind of impeachment hearing trial, you know, kind of thing. Oh, Lord. So he's trying to get a story out there to counter the corruption by Trump about Biden. And again, these things have been looked into for Biden's son, and nothing was found to be, you know, terribly wrong. So, and Biden's work in Ukraine. Oh, look at this. We have the Wheel of Fortune flipping out. Time for truth to come out. Time for truth to come out. Well, that's a relief. We'll learn more and more truth as this goes on, and we keep on seeing that card. All right, so underneath it all, the secrets that need to be kept. Underneath it all, we have the 8 of Cups. Huh. Wow. So that really is, a lot of times that's Trump's leaving card. So that worry, that concern. So I almost hear Rudy saying, okay, we've got to do this. You know, this is sort of a bit desperate, but it's a Hail Mary. It's a, yes, this is what, you know, it was a plan. It's a strategy. It's for him too, because he is too tied with Trump. All right, of course. In the past, we have the 3 of Coins, right? Consulting, you know, consulting, this darkness is there, back room kind of, yeah. They made this plan. 3 of them maybe made this plan. In the near future, we've got the 4 of Cups. It doesn't go the way he likes. He doesn't like the message. He's not receiving it. Above it all, we have the Hanged Man. Yeah, it's delay again. They're just wanting to earn some delay. They're just wanting to earn some delay because so much is coming down on Trump. And we don't know how much they've been able to hold up, but they're just trying to get some delay. We have the 8 of Wands, or 9 of Wands down in the root of the matter. Battle weary, embattled. I'm having trouble putting this on there. And it shouldn't be trouble. It's got a nice little ledge there. But embattled, of course. So that means Rudy, okay, so what I'm hearing is then Rudy, his decision making right now is not very good. He's very embattled. There is a desperation there. There really is. Oh, that's right. And there's some rumor that he's also trying to prove himself. There's some rumor that there's been a bit of a falling out since he went on, I don't know if it was Fox or CNN, and said that he has insurance. Like, Trump can't throw him under the bus because he's got insurance. He's got information on Trump. Trump did not like that. So he is scrambling to try to prove his worth here. In the hopes and fears, we've got the 10 of Coins. Well, actually, this is immediate environment. Hopes and fears, I kind of, for the sake of this board, I got rid of that because, you know, to me, that's always, there's no guarantee it either will happen, and I can simply put a challenge card up there on the outcome and get the same kind of thing. So we have the 10 of Coins, and that's all about money and security and the protection of wealth. So, in other words, there are very wealthy people, very, very wealthy people who like Rudy, who like what he's doing, who would support him. So that's something too. And we do know that Firtash, the oligarch from Russia, is awaiting extradition to the U.S. Yeah, he's very wealthy. He's got a heck of a lot of money. And he would like to see Trump still in place to protect himself. So we have the Fool card in the outcome. New beginning or foolish. Okay, Temperance Angel. All right, so we got gradual again, gradual and gradual. So I think what we're saying is this is a shot in the arm to Rudy, this new scheme. It does help muddy the waters. It's effective to some extent, but only temporarily with the Fool card and the Temperance Angel. Only temporarily. But that's also telling me they do have a longer range plan. I just see dates. I see a timeline. I see them have a longer range plan about let's delay this investigation, that how do we delay all of these things? How do we, ooh, yeah, it is a detailed plan. It is a detail. He is consulting with another attorney on this one who does not have dementia at all. Not any, you know, so he is consulting with another attorney on this. Yeah? So sometimes if you see Rudy Giuliani seeming kind of confident, it is because of this complicated and, frankly, well thought out plan. But yet it feels like a Hail Mary to him, because it feels like this just really may be hopeless. But then again, every one of these schemes have felt like a Hail Mary to those around Trump. Yeah, it's like he's always reborn, you know. It's like he's always gets that new beginning. And they start to talk about, it's almost like I see a meeting and I see the casual conversations and they start to talk about the man has 9 lives. You know what I mean? It's like, it's uncanny. But they never know which one will be his last, you know? So that's really interesting, isn't it? That's really interesting. So I do want to clarify a couple of things here. We've got, I want to clarify that 8, of course. We've got the Magician. So manifesting, so worried about leaving, but wanting to manifest a different result. We've got the Fool card on the bottom. So yeah, I do think this, unfortunately, you guys, I'm sorry to say it, but I think this scheme does buy him a little more time. What about the Hanged Man? Oh, but that's the Hanged Man upside down, isn't it? Oh, let's see. Challenge is the 6 of Cups. Okay, so there's the delay, but the delay in looking back at things. 6 of Cups is nostalgia. So looking back, looking backwards. The delay is upside down. So in other words, there is a delay that they want that's not working out for them right now. And so there is some desperation here. Well, that's interesting. The 4 of Cups in the immediate future, 3 of Wands. Yeah, you know, they're not hearing some news there, but yet they're kind of watching and waiting, and that's a nervous watching and waiting to me every time I get that, especially when it clarifies a card that's not so hot, you know. So I think that's a, oh, when are the consequences coming kind of thing. So I'm going to ask Spirit real quick, what is the nature of Rudy's and Trump's relationship right now? Oh, we... Okay, of course, we have the Knight of Cups. Rudy is like, look at what wonderful plan I have. I pulled it off before, haven't I? Keep talking. You know, I've done this for you before. This will work again. This kind of thing. Yes, Page of Cups needs to bring him some good news. ×2, I suppose. The Knight of Cups can be pretty manipulative too. Wants to make a good impression. And the suitor. So he's also flattering Trump. Okay. New opportunity. And he's stringing Trump along. Here's a new idea. It'll save the whole thing. That kind of thing. So he's also stringing Trump along. So they remain working together for a while, huh? Well, yeah. Also, Trump is very afraid of Adam Schiff. So we have the King of Rods. Very afraid of Adam Schiff. So yes, they do keep working together for a while. Well, that's interesting. Provides a little bit more information Oh my gosh, I cannot even believe that they're doing this reality show kind of thing. They won't call it a reality show though. Oh my gosh. Apparently it's gonna come out this weekend. Well, you know, the manipulation is ridiculous. They will go to any length. And there are a fair number of Americans who can't find out the facts, who don't find out the facts, who can't seem to, you know, put one up against the other and say, okay, which argument is more sound? Where is there more evidence? They can't seem to do that. They won't. So that's unfortunate. Yeah. All right, and I also wanted to know, what has Zuckerberg been up to with his meeting with Trump? And we have this recent announcement that they're not going to really be the gatekeeper for keeping out fake news that is political, fake news memes, fake news ads, all of those things that had been used to sway the election in 2016. They're going to do nothing about that. So, what do we have here? What was talked about at that meeting, Spirit? Right away I see a flash of Trump threatening something, you know, threatening to make a move legislatively or push it that would be harmful to Facebook's bottom line. Okay, so we have the Knight of Swords in the heart of the matter. Yes, that is Trump going forward, charge, no matter what the cost, I'm doing it. You know, I'm going to win this one. That's it. He is also intimidated by Zuckerberg's success, his intelligence. Zuckerberg truly is a self-made man, and Trump is not. So he doesn't like any of that. He liked having the power of the presidency to try to intimidate Zuckerberg. And he wasn't nice about it. He wasn't that good about it. Below it all, we have the Two of Wands. Oh my gosh. Dirty, 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 dirty. I feel like Trump not only implied that there would be a legislative move or an executive order or something like that that would make it very difficult for Facebook, in fact, like destroy Facebook. But he also implied he would use the Central Intelligence Agency or the FBI. You know, I mean, he implied some dark stuff. But again, implied. You know, didn't describe it, didn't. There was one particular decision, though. I feel like that Trump got some information from perhaps even one of the Republican lawmakers about a certain decision that would really impact Facebook's profits. That the Republican Party has been holding off. Okay, so that's, yeah, not good. Underneath it all, the Two of Wands. So something to do with international trade then. You know, Facebook gets bigger and bigger. You know, this is international. This is global. Their business plan is global. And that's just scary to me. No media companies should have that much reach and power. Antitrust laws, you know, maybe that was the bargaining chip. But they were talking about global reach of Facebook and other media, other forms of media, and the current the Libra cryptocurrency. So Trump, a couple of the things Trump said, he didn't even know what he was saying because he doesn't understand any of that. But he was told to say a couple of things, and Zuckerberg would then know what he was kind of threatening. In the past, we've got the the Queen of Coins. There again, that wealth. Gosh, who is that wealthy woman that gives a lot of money? Above it all, we have the Page of Cups. A message. Zuckerberg had to announce. Zuckerberg has to talk about that. Zuckerberg has to talk about how and why he's not going to be in the business of fact-checking any of these political ads. I just had a thought, you guys. So does Zuckerberg change his mind about this? I want to know. Okay, that's really what I wanted to kind of know. Does he start to hedge in interviews about this? You know, when people start asking him about it, does he start to hedge? 8 of Wands. Things are going to move forward very, very quickly. Very quickly on a number of fronts. This may not be over. Cool. Good. This may not be over. So that's interesting. Okay. In the near future, we have the Lovers card. Who they're in bed with in bed with each other in this particular instance, right? This is political agreement, political, mutual benefit. Also, you guys, I have gotten the flash, Zuckerberg does like his profits. He hates seeing those profits go down. So he had a hesitation to say no to any ads, any posts, anything like that. He did have a hesitancy to say no to any of that because it would affect his bottom line. So this isn't entirely unwelcome to him. They are in bed. I mean, they do have the same, different agendas, but this will serve both of their purposes. At the root of the matter, we have the 5 of Coins. Yeah, somehow he got the threat was such that, I mean, we're going to get rid of Facebook. It was like that. It was like a serious, serious kind of one. And then we have the 9 of Coins in the immediate environment, in the environment. So, yeah, luxury, self-made. Oh, there was a little bit of a promise, a little bit of a, that's how the meeting ended. This will be fabulous, and you can join me at Mar-a-Lago, and all this, invitation back and forth, not back and forth, by Trump, to reward Zuckerberg. You'll be wined and dined. Well, Zuckerberg doesn't need any of that, but that's how it ended, I think. That's how the meeting ended. 2 of Coins for the outcome. Balancing that money. Balancing that money. Let's see about... Okay. But the High Priestess. There are mysteries. There are deep mysteries. And I can't get this off of here. That's the only trouble. Deep mysteries. There's a complex story here. Yeah. And how to keep that down. And how to... don't you sometimes wonder, are people who are extremely, extremely successful really happy? Or is it sometimes more of a burden than anything? The balancing. So Zuckerberg, he's doing the same balancing act and tightrope walking that many people who are just trying to make a living are doing. So there's that. All right. Well, I thank you all so very, very much. And stay tuned. I will be reading on more things. Thank you. Bye-bye.